Solomon did that interview back in January 2018 when the late Winnie Mandela was awarded a honorary degree by Makerere University of Uganda. And earlier I was speaking to Dewa Mavinga, who's the Human Rights Watch Southern Africa Director. Dewa, I believe we've re-established our connection. Good evening once again and welcome to the program. And this is the question I had for you earlier, that whenever people hear of Winnie Mandela, the name resonates with, freedom, justice, democracy, fearlessness to fight for the rights, especially of the blacks. So with the current political situation in South Africa, has some of the things that she has been fighting for achieved?
Well, absolutely. Winnie Mandela has been an icon and a struggle for justice and freedom, especially the rights of women as the mother of the nation. One would say that a lot is yet to be achieved. If you look, for example, at the widespread violence against women in South Africa, there is a lot that needs to be done. And in fact, Winnie Mandela herself has in her last days in challenging the government, the ANC government, to do more in terms of economic empowerment of the black majority and to do more in terms of ensuring that there is a redress of the past injustices. So yes, she remains an icon, but what she fought for, a lot remains that it.
Now, Dewa, let's talk about the ANC, that is the ruling party in South Africa, the African National Congress. This is a political party that the late Winnie had a history with. She has been a member until her death. She once served as... she led the ANC Women League. And this is one of her final sentiments towards this political party, saying that ANC has messed up South Africa. And we've seen open bromance between her and the EFF leader, Julius Malema. Those who are saying that she's some sort of a godfather or a political patron to Julius Malema. What does this say about her political life?
Well, it says clearly that Winnie Mandela was a towering figure, even when she was in the shadow sometimes of Nelson Mandela, but also that she was a woman without controversy. And even within her political home, the ANC, she had many run in with the leaders because she was forthright and she did not fear to speak her mind, often in contradiction of party policy positions. So her fearlessness of course, they open contradiction, but she did speak a measure of the truth in terms of the intentions of the general South African public with the levels of empowerment and development and of access to basic services for the majority of South Africans. Millions of South Africans are without jobs, and these are the things that she challenged the authorities on. We see now that there are more and more indicators of this disgruntlement. Look at the health crisis around the flight municipalities, the Cape Town water crisis, this earlier this year, all these things point to significant challenges that the governing ANC party is facing in South Africa.
Clearly, she had resentments open there with regards to the ANC party. Perhaps can you tell us what distinguishes her from the current crop of, ANC leaders? Bearing in mind, just the other day, the ANC expelled its leader, Jacob Zuma. What distinguishes, what makes her different from the rest of the ANC leadership?
I think what distinguishes Winnie Mandela has been her eagerness to ensure that the government, people does more, much more quickly for the black majority. For example, on the issue of land reform, and also on the issue of the empowerment of the black people and of the independence. It felt that the ANC government was not doing enough. So this is what sets her apart from this current crop of leadership, that she was pushing for more urgent action to deliver justice and empowerment.
Yes. And Dewa, if you're still with me there, you've already said that some of the things that she has been fighting for is yet to be achieved in South Africa. Now with her, unfortunate death yesterday, does it mean the struggle, to get justice, freedom in South Africa will end?
Not at all. I think her death would actually be one last rallying point and rallying cry for South Africans, because now you hear that a lot of people are now reflecting on her legacy and what she stood for and what she fought for all her life. So it means that now we are faced with a real possibility of a remobilization of the governing party and others in the opposition, including the EFF, that regarded Winnie Mandela as their mother figure and leader. So we expect that this is not the end, but actually it is it gives impetus to the struggle, because now there is greater urgency even within the ANC with the outing of Jacob Zuma because of a number of complaints within the governing party around corruption and around non-delivery on the commitments by the ANC to the people. Winnie Mandela's death and reflecting on her legacy could be that much-needed point to bring people together.
Away from the ANC party, I understand that they're going to have an election next year. Now, let's talk about the late Winnie Mandela's, leadership qualities. There are those who are saying that she molded her own character, stepped out of the shadow of Nelson Mandela as the freedom icon, when it comes to South Africa and, of course, Africa at large. What does this say about her character?
Well, clearly that she was a very strong woman, not afraid of the authorities, and one who stood for her family in a private space, and also for Nelson Mandela during the 27 years that he was incarcerated. And she kept his dream alive. She made it possible for the global community to rally around Nelson Mandela. So she is a strong woman, but not without blemish. She is not without controversy. There has been challenges around some of the decisions that she made as the leader of the ANC in South Africa, including allegations of abuses, human rights abuses, and the case of Tombi, the 14-year-old boy who was kidnapped and found murdered. So these are some of the blemishes, but she stood strong, and her sacrifices outweigh those things, her weakness in terms of leadership. So she remains an icon for the women's struggle and for the struggle for liberty in South Africa.
Final question, Dewa. Of course, the South African President, Cyril Ramaphosa, has already announced that the late Winnie Mandela will be given a state funeral. From your own observation there in South Africa, there are plans, what are being put in place to make sure that she gets that befitting send-off?
Well, massive plans from other people. When the news began to filter yesterday of their passing on, I was in the township in Tembisa, and people were already mobilizing transport to go to Soweto, to Orlando, to gather, and political parties are now coming together in different shades to say that we must give a befitting send-off to the mother of the nation, Winnie Mandela. Women's groups, the women's movement, the ANC Women's League, which she led at one point, also has been a huge presence in Orlando, in Soweto, and also planning massive memorials across the country, and not only in South Africa, but also in other countries, in the neighboring countries of Zimbabwe, Namibia, Botswana, and so on. So really, she is being remembered and honored at this point.
Clearly, everybody's mourning the death of the mother of nation. There. Many thanks, Dewa Mavinga, for your input. Dewa is the Human Rights Watch South African Director. Many thanks for your input. He was joining me all the way from South Africa